Hello everyone, and welcome to another Cartoon Galaxy rant. I'm Mars Moon, and I like to rant about cartoons. Now, way back, I had actually done a video talking about some new Warner Brothers releases, most particularly animated releases, and if you do wish to watch that, I will put a link to that video in the description. Amongst many of those animations was a show called Go Go Mystery Machine. So, unlike the Scooby Doo live action that's going to be released on Netflix at some point, this is another Scooby Doo project that Warner Brothers is making that is animated. But it still remains different from its original predecessor, being that instead of having the traditional design that Scooby Doo does typically possess, this is going to be done in the style of anime, which you could clearly see from the promotional poster that was released back in 2024, which is around the time when I had discussed it. So apparently it has been in the talks again. There isn't any new information about it, unfortunately, but I believe it has been talked about because through these past 2 years, there have been a lot of projects that were announced and unfortunately canceled. Animation has been taking a real kick in the ass lately. But this looks like it's currently in production. So hopefully at some point we will see it. Now, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about it. I briefly talked about it in my past video, but I figured since I'm talking about it again, and this is just a video about this particular show, let's discuss it. First off, it is an anime. Clear to see. Why they decided to make it an anime? I'm guessing to expand to a wider audience. We already know that being a Scooby Doo IP, it is going to attract Scooby Doo fans like myself and any of you guys who are fans of Scooby Doo. But it is not just some random decision that they decided to make it an anime, because anime does actually appeal to younger audiences. So it wouldn't be a surprise that this is why they decided to go this route and make it into an anime. So I hope it actually works. I hope that this does draw in some newer audiences. Also, how it is going to be advertised. I can't stress enough how important it is that these things do get advertised and put out there. If you are trying to appeal to younger audiences, I would definitely say make sure that you advertise this project on places like TikTok or Instagram or any of the spots where younger audiences do tend to look, so that they know it exists and may have interest in watching it. The other thing is the plot line. So besides also being an anime, this show takes place in Japan. So the official description for this show states that while visiting Japan on the ultimate foodie adventure, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo unwittingly unleash hundreds of mischievous mythical monsters that are now causing trouble all over the country. Scooby-Doo turns to his uncle, Daisuke Doo, I probably am pronouncing that wrong, and magical friend Etsuko and gadget whiz Toshiro to help solve the mystery and catch the monsters. And just to clarify, these monsters have a particular name to them. So they refer to them as Japanese yokai. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So they are specific Japanese monsters. So it's supposed to also sway away from that whole thing of Scooby-Doo chasing after your typical monsters like werewolves and vampires and mummies. These are Japanese monsters. It sounds like a very interesting premise. One thing though, it's basically the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's the same plot line. Scooby and Shaggy unleash 13 ghosts into the world, and the whole series is them going to get these ghosts back and get them back into the chest that they released them from. Also, like this new series, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo did have new characters, Flim Flam and Vincent Van Ghoul. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, just Japanese. So maybe that's why I thought the plot line sounded nice, because I personally liked 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. So yeah, it's 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo in Japan. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I mean, if I like 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo, maybe this will also be pleasant. We will see. So yeah, so already anime, the choice of anime seems like an interesting decision. Definitely something that will expand on newer viewers. The plot line seems sufficient, although it is a redo of the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo. In terms of any cons, any issues that I see with the series, there's very little, only because of the fact that there also isn't too much revealed except for just the poster. I think there was like another image that came out too. I'll put it here if you want to see. It's like Scooby and Shaggy, so you could kind of get an idea of their design. I mean, Scooby looks basically the same. Shaggy looks more anime, which I'm a little, in between about his design. I get it. They want him to look anime, but it's just such a generic anime design that it really takes away the uniqueness of his features. Besides the fact that, yes, he has the hair and the goatee and the attire, but Shaggy was, I don't know, in my opinion, more than just that. I mean, his face alone was Shaggy, the big nose, the puppy dog eyes, the big smile. I mean, like, that was Shaggy. So, I get it. They have to make him into a anime character, but it just feels so generic, and I don't know. And then as another thing, I'm curious who is going to be doing his voice, because you would assume Matthew Lillard, because he's been doing Shaggy's voice for some time. But after the whole situation with the Scoob film and then having somebody else voice Shaggy, I wouldn't put it past them if they had somebody else do it. And if they did, that would be an extreme bummer, and I would not like that. I don't think a lot of people would like that. And hopefully that is not the case. The other thing that I had mentioned some concerns about just from the advertisement, though, this isn't, this is just from looking at the poster. This doesn't mean that this is what it will be, but I just hope it's not going to go in this direction. And that being that when you do look at the poster, you see Shaggy and Scooby on the top of the Mystery Machine and the three new characters in the Mystery Machine. And, and they're driving away from the ghosts and all that crap. Well, the only thing that I was just a little bit concerned about, not that this may happen, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but being that also they are going in the direction of anime, which does seem like an approach to get newer audiences to watch the show, I also do hope that they aren't going to try to make Shaggy and Scooby more supporting characters while trying to push these newer characters into the spotlight. Because after all, they are the ones driving the Mystery Machine, and Shaggy and Scooby do look like they are kind of in the background. Kinda. Not totally, but kinda. So, that was just another concern that I had just from looking at the advertisement. But so far, it looks all right. This isn't the only anime that actually Warner Brothers is releasing. They are going to also be releasing another Scooby Doo anime series called Scooby Doo Go-Ko. And that is supposed to have the Scooby Doo gang as chibi characters. And if you're not familiar with what a chibi is, it's like a little anime design, but it's like taking that anime design of a character and giving them more cutesy-wootsy baby features, like bigger eyes, bigger heads, making them very small. They're supposed to be cutesy-wootsy. They did something similar to that with Tom and Jerry. They also named it Tom and Jerry Go-Ko. So they are really pushing the anime stuff. But I just figured that I'd talk about that, share a little bit of my thoughts. Like I said, there's not really any new information about it, just the same old stuff. The only new thing is that it is still in production and it hasn't been canceled like most other animations have. But let me know what you guys think about this anime. Do you think that it's going to be good? Are you excited about its release at whatever point that may be? Or do you feel the opposite? Are you kind of iffy about it being an anime? Do you feel like maybe they could have done a different plot line, considering that the one that they're doing is very similar to 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo and not very different? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to share. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care and peace out.